Do you know one thing? One of the most difficult chapters, one of the most difficult and confusing concepts for students at their plus 2 is non-profit organization. This chapter has many concepts which scare students like subscriptions outstanding, received in advance, prepaid rent, outstanding expenses, multiple adjustments, how much will go to receipts and payment account, how much will be credited to income, how much has to be capitalized, so many confusions. And in the short video, 20 minutes of time, you will be able to revise and master all of these concepts and you can get ready for your CUET examination. And I'll be waiting for you for our live classes which will be starting soon.
Get ready for CUET. Enroll with OneFin by Indigo Learn. We have live classes, MCQs and full mock test. Learn like never before.
Subscription. Now what is the problem with subscription? The problem with subscription is there will be, let us say, year 1 and we are in year 2. Okay, so there will be outstanding, there will be received in advance and there will be received during the year. Okay, right, these are the things, these are the combinations: opening outstanding, closing outstanding, opening received in advance, closing received in advance, and received during the year. Now, how do we ensure that we don't do a mistake in this account called subscription income? How much should be recognized in the income? Why? How do we ensure that we do not do a mistake? So again, let us take one question from the examination itself. Here you see subscription due. So here in the examination we have 1/4/20 and they have 1/4/21. I guess, no, what is that? 31st March 21. Okay, 31st March 21, right? So this is April 21, April 20, and this is March 21. What are they saying? Subscription due. Subscription due means what? The club has to receive the money. So subscription due, that is outstanding. Opening outstanding is 15,000. Closing outstanding is 22,000. So they have to receive. Outstanding means they have to receive 15,000 and 22,000. Then received in advance 12,000 and 7,000. Received during the year, where do we get that number from? Here, 5 lakhs. Okay, now the question is, how much will be taken to income and expenditure account? I'll tell you two methods only, very quickly, two methods only. If you follow that, you will never make a mistake in the examination. You will never make a mistake in the examination. What are the two methods? One is the account method. That is, prepare a subscription account. Now, when you prepare a subscription account, consider it to be a combined account. What do I mean by combined account? Combine outstanding, current year received and received in advance. Combine all of three into a single ledger. Combine all of three into a single ledger. How do I do that? First, subscription outstanding means the club has to receive, means it is an asset. Asset has a debit opening balance, correct? So what we will do is, these outstanding and received in advance will post into the subscription account. Okay, outstanding means what? We have to receive, it's an asset, it's a debit balance. So to subscription outstanding as on which date? 31st of April 20. How much is the amount? Don't worry about I am calculating fast in Excel. You will calculate with the calculator in the exam, that will be fine, not a problem. Understand the concept. Okay, so subscription outstanding 15,000. Okay, then opening balance of received in advance. This is a liability because we have collected in advance. So by subscription received in advance as on 1st of April 20. How much is the amount? The amount is 12,000. Now, closing balance also post. What will be the closing balance? See, opening balance is on the debit side. Closing balance will be a balancing figure on the opposite side. So, by subscription outstanding on which date? 31st of March. How much is the amount? 22,000. Then, to subscription, I'll just put to subscription received in advance 31st of March. How much is the amount? Received in advance is 7,000. Okay. Now, we have received during the year 5 lakhs. When we receive a subscription, what is the entry? Bank account debit to subscription account. bank account debit to subscription account. So here you will have by bank or by receipts and payment account, how much? 5 lakhs. Okay, just you need to post this, and whatever is the balancing figure, this will be transferred to income and expenditure. How much is that? So if I just sum this up, again I am telling, don't worry about my speed in Excel. If you want, I will, you can revisit the video, do the calculation. 5,34,000 total, 5,34,000 total this side also. So basically 534 minus 15,000 minus 7,000. Okay, so 5,12,000 will be transferred to income and expenditure account. Simple, nothing complicated. I hope it is clear to everyone. Now there is another method also, that is preparing a statement. I normally was never comfortable with statement, but now I am okay because now I have understood the logic behind that. But when I was a student, I never used to like the statement format. What is the statement format? Take the receipts. How much is that? 5 lakhs. Now out of this 5 lakhs, you have collected something for the previous period. What is this? 15,000. This 15,000 was outstanding for the previous period. This 15,000 was outstanding from the previous period, correct? Now if this 50,000 is outstanding from the previous period, means what? Means we have collected this 50,000 in the current period. So this 15,000 is collected in the correct period. It is included here, but it is not an income of the current year. So something which is not the income of the current year, what will we do? We will exclude it. Simple. So less outstanding subscription on 1st of April 20. How much is that? 15,000. Now once you are able to fix one item, that is opening outstanding subscription was subtracted, others all will follow in the reverse order. I'll tell you the logic part. Okay, then the subscription received during the year, we also collected something in advance for the next year. What was that? We collected subscription received for next year 7,000. Is that subscription income for the current year? It is not for the current year. So less subscription in advance as on 31st of March, that is 7,000. Then there is a subscription outstanding in the current period. That subscription is the income for the current period, but we will collect in the next year. But is that an income for the current year? Yes. So add subscription outstanding at the end, which is 22,000. Then there was some subscription which was received in advance in the previous year. That is the income of the current. So what will we do? We will add that. So add subscription received in advance on 1st of April. That is how much? 12,000. Okay. Now if you do this adjustment, what do you get? 5,12,000. Either ways you can do. Then similar to this, another aspect where lot of students face difficulty is prepaid expense and outstanding expense. There also simple same logic. What is the logic? And see, if there are multiple expenses, no need to prepare multiple working notes. So what you can do is, let us say there is salary, let us say there is admin expense. Like this, there are multiple expenses. So what do you do? How much is paid? Take the number paid during there. Say for example, is there some adjustment in this? I think there will be some adjustment, right? So see, here they don't have an adjustment for outstanding expenses. They don't have adjustment for outstanding expenses. So let us do that. Say salary paid during the year is 1 lakh. Admin expenses paid during the year is 50,000. Okay. Again, they will give you opening prepaid, closing prepaid, opening outstanding, closing outstanding. So let me just write that. Opening outstanding, closing outstanding, then opening prepaid, closing. Okay, that's all they will give, right? Now opening outstanding means what? Previous period expense we are paid in the current period. Is that an expense of the current period? No. So less opening outstanding. See, here also we did less opening, here also we are doing less opening. So whatever is the number, let us say 2,000. deduct. Then closing outstanding, current year expense we have not yet paid. Is it an expense for the income and expenditure account purpose? Yes, it is an expense. So add closing outstanding, say 1500. Okay. Now prepaid expense. I know for the same expense there need not be prepaid and outstanding, but sometimes there can be. Let us say admin expense is a combination of 5 expenses. So few expenses may be prepaid, few expenses may be outstanding. That is very much possible. Okay. Opening prepaid. Prepaid means what? It is an asset as of the previous year end. We have paid the expense in the previous year, and the income and expenditure account should get hit in the current year. So opening prepaid you will add, closing prepaid you will deduct. Okay. Once you follow this structure, where is the confusion? No confusion at all. And from here, opening outstanding, this will be taken to balance sheet. Expense, so liability. Closing outstanding, closing outstanding is also a liability. Opening prepaid, asset. Income, opening outstanding, asset, because we have to receive the money. Subscription in advance is a liability. Subscription outstanding at the end is an asset. This is a liability. Right, so these respective amounts you have to put in the balance sheet. Okay, so this is the adjustment related to expenses. So we are done with subscription, we are done with expenses. Then charity show. Now things like this, wherever we have collections and related expenses. So what you do is you take the total collection less expenses. Okay, net amount will be debited or credited to income and expenditure account. For example, in this case, collection is 1,25,000, expenses only 15,000. So 1,10,000 is net income to be credited. If expenses were higher, collection was less, the net amount will be debited to income account. But there is also an alternate treatment possible. Income separately you can credit, expense separately you can debit, but net presentation is always advisable, right? That is one adjustment. Now, sometimes what happens is there is fund. Let us say match fund. Okay, whenever there is a match fund, all expenses to be reduced from match fund only. All expenses to be reduced from match fund only. Okay, sometimes what happens is, let us say match fund 1 lakh. Match ticket sales 50,000. Match expenses, let us say 1,70,000. I did one recent problem on this also. Now expenses minus ticket sales, if you see, 1,20,000 is the net loss. For by conducting the match, they have incurred a loss of 1,20,000. Now this 1,20,000 you have to adjust against the match fund. Match fund has only 1 lakh balance. So here you will adjust I'll write down below 1 lakh. Okay, and this will be 0. Balance 20,000. See, out of 1,20,000 of spends, 1 lakh was given by match fund. Balance 20,000 will be given by whom? Will be given by your income and expenditure account. This will go to income and expenditure account. But sir, what if we get a higher match collection and expenses are less? That income will be added to match fund generally, unless the question mentions otherwise. So you will have a lot of funds like this. You may have building fund. Okay, you may have ground fund. You can have many kind of fund. You can have library fund. Fund means what? Basically an amount which is given to the non-profit organization for a specific purpose. That will be shown under liability side of the balance sheet. That is the first thing. Any expense related to building, for example, you construct the building, then there is not a, to that extent, you will move the building fund out and you will move that to the general fund. That is one thing. Say for example, library fund. Now you purchase library books. When you are purchasing library books, you will set that off against library fund. Now, like this, you may have funds for various expenses. All the expenses for that specific purpose will be met out of that specific fund only. Okay. If there is any income arising because of these fund investments, they will also be added to the fund. They will not be shown in the income and expenditure account. Right? So there could be funds, and the question will tell you. You need not make any assumptions. The question will clearly tell you what is this fund for, how should the fund be accounted for, and accordingly you have to do the treatment. Okay, now let's look at the further adjustment. Amount due for medicine supply 90,000 and 1,30,000. What does this mean? This means that for medicine supply we have to pay 90,000 at the beginning, and the ending outstanding is 1,30,000. And what is the given information given in the account? Here they say payment for medicine supply is 3 lakhs. Payment for medicine supply is 3 lakhs. Means what? 3 lakhs is the total payment minus 90,000 is for the previous period. I have already shown you the format. Plus 1,30,000 is outstanding for the current period. So we have to consider this also. So let me do a working note for this. Medicines. Now what is this medicine? Medicine are basically used for maybe treatment of patients and all of that, whoever are a part of the club. Okay. Now medicines are, there would be some medicine in stock. If a medicine is still in stock, it is not an expense. Like inventory. If medicine stores, any item are in stock, they are not an expense. Okay. Now what is the total payment? Total payment, the question said, is 3 lakhs. Okay, total payment is 3 lakhs. How much is outstanding at the end of the period? Outstanding at the end of the period is 130, and due or beginning outstanding is 90,000. So outstanding at the end, outstanding at the beginning. Okay. Now if I have paid a total of 3 lakhs, I'll move this down, and 90,000 was outstanding for the previous period, means 90,000 I have paid for previous period purchases. Can I tell that? 90,000 I have paid for previous period purchases, and I have not yet paid 1,30,000 for the current period purchases. See, I made a total payment of 3 lakhs. That 3 lakhs, whatever I paid, I got some medicines. But that 3 lakhs, out of that 3 lakhs, 90,000 is for the previous period. So only 2,10,000 is for the current period. And apart from that, I still have to pay 1,30,000 to the supplier. So 3 lakhs minus 90 plus 130, 340 is the purchases. Now, if you are getting confused because of the statement, you can prepare a ledger. Creditors for medicine by balance carried down. What is the balance carried down? 90,000. 90,000. Okay. Then closing balance, to balance carried brought, balance brought down. To balance carried down, how much? 1,30,000. How much is paid? Paid means debit creditor, credit bank. To bank, 3 lakhs. So balancing figure is purchases. So that will be 3 lakhs plus 1,30,000 minus 90,000, 340 is the purchases. Now can I say entire purchase is my expense? Can I say 3,40,000 is my expense? Is this my expense? Tell me, is this entire thing my expense? Okay, Sugam responded no. Pawan no, no. Dinesh also says no. This is my purchase. Entire purchase is not my expense. This is what I bought as stock of my medicines. Now what I have to do is, you have to remember this golden formula. Opening stock plus purchases minus closing stock is equal to cost of goods. So I basically need here COGS as expense. I will prepare in a tabular format so that you are able to understand. This COGS here represents expense. So what will be my expense? Opening stock plus purchases minus closing stock. How much is the opening stock? 1 lakh. Plus purchases 3,40,000 minus closing stock of 150 is the closing stock. So 2,90,000 is the expense. Okay, and this is one adjustment which you have to be aware of. Okay, then amount is done. Then value of equipment 2,10,000 and 3 lakhs, and they have told equipment purchase 150. Balancing figure will be your depreciation. I will not do the working because it's a straightforward thing. Value of building 5 lakhs to 4,80,000, so that 20,000 is the depreciation.
It's time to target top commerce colleges. Explore comprehensive CUET combo pack from OneFin by Indigo Learn.